Hey, so I am going to show you how we can check if our browser is cool enough to support this content index API thing while also setting up a service worker. We start by asking, hey browser, do you know what a service worker is? If it says yes, we get one on board and check if it can handle content indexing. If we get a thumbs up, awesome. We can stash away some content for offline use. Otherwise, well, no, it's a no-go. And if the browser is totally clueless about service workers? Well, just have to tell it to catch up with the times. Hey, check this out. We've got our service worker ready, and guess what? We can now add articles for offline reading using the Content Index API. We're setting up a nice item here, with a title, description, and even an icon. Then, we just call the add method to register it. It's like giving the browser a heads up about our cool offline content. If it works, you'll see a message saying the content's added, but if something goes wrong, well, get an error. How neat is that? Hey, I want to show you how to handle errors when registering offline content for a website. So here's an async function where we first wait for the service worker to be ready. If the Content Index API is available, we try adding new content with our data. Now, errors can pop up, right? Like adding a duplicate item or missing some data. That's where this try-catch block is super handy. If anything goes wrong, we catch different errors and log appropriate messages. For example, we've got this post one item ready to go. If everything's good, it'll just log that the content's added. Cool, huh? Imagine you've got a treasure box full of content hidden away for offline access, but you're not quite sure what's inside. By using the getAll method, we can peek into the box to see all the goods we've previously stored. If it comes up empty, it's like finding a chest with no loot, kind of disappointing, but we'll handle it gracefully with a simple message. If there's treasure in there, we'd go through each piece, logging its details, which is the first step to showcasing them in a shiny, user-friendly display in an app or website. So imagine you've got content saved for offline reading and you want to clear some space or just declutter. That's where this bit of magic comes in. An async function to delete specific content by ID. Simply call it with the ID of the item you want gone, and poof, it checks for support and handles it. But here's the kicker. If the item doesn't exist or something goes sideways, it catches the hiccup gracefully, giving you a heads up without crashing the whole show. Just like tidying up your room with a safety net. Hey, imagine you've got a digital library on your phone, right? Now, when you decide to clear out an old article you've saved, there's this clever bit of code running in the background. It listens for that moment you hit delete and jumps into action. It wipes the article from your device's storage and signals the app to refresh, so your reading list is always up to date. It's like having an ultra-efficient librarian tidying the shelves after every read. Cool, huh? Hey friend, so, indexed content on the web doesn't just vanish over time. But that means it's on us developers to keep it fresh. Picture this. An article you saved offline has been updated on the website. You want folks reading the latest version, right? What you do is first zap the old one off the content index, modify your saved article to mirror the new changes, and then pop it back into the index. That way, everyone stays up to date, even while they're offline. Hey, I wanted to chat about keeping our content index tidy as developers. Just like cleaning out our closets, we've got to clear out old stuff from our app's content index. Check out this neat function that sweeps away entries older than a certain number of days. It rummages through the content, figures out which entries are past their prime, and then, poof, they're gone. That way, our app stays snappy and doesn't hog too much space on the user's device. Pretty handy, right? Imagine you're browsing a website and spot an article you want to read later. Wouldn't it be great if that article was already downloaded and waiting for you, even if you go offline? That's exactly what we're doing here. We're using the Content Index API combined with background fetching. Service workers kick in to pre-fetch the content and then register it for offline use. So next time you open your app without a network connection, your article is ready and waiting for you to enjoy, no waiting necessary. Pretty neat, right? Imagine you're using a news app that lets you keep reading articles even when the internet drops out. That's the magic of service workers in action. This code we're checking out makes it happen by fetching a list of all the articles you can access offline. It scrolls through each saved piece, creating clickable titles that take you straight to the full story. So, next time you're stuck without Wi-Fi, your trusty news app will still serve you fresh articles to enjoy, uninterrupted by a spotty connection.